Here's the opening range recap for Tuesday, December 6th. We're going to look at the S&P first. Loss here on the first. Well, actually, let's talk about just the 25% first. Loss here on the first pivot, making this a most safe entry, which was a win worth 1.75 points. Loss here, pivot 3, win here, pivot 4, so that was worth on the most safe, so that was worth 1.75 points, and then a win here on the 25 as well. So two most safe trades on the 25% S&P, both winners, total 3.5 points. For the 50%, loss pivot 1, win pivot 2, loss pivot 3, win pivot 4, win pivot 5. So there's no most safe 50% entries on the ES. The Dow just had one pivot hit here, which was a win on the 25. The 50% has not completed yet, hasn't got up to that red diamond, nor has it got down to the next pivot. Missed it by 3 ticks here. I think 2 ticks in the micro, 3 ticks in the Dow. So, and now we're after 11. So no most safe trades there. The issue is the NQ, and as I mentioned over the months, couple of things. You want to avoid smaller opening ranges. This one was 26. On the smaller side in comparison to the last few days. But, not crazy. But we haven't talked about it much lately, but before 10 a.m. can sometimes be an issue, and that's exactly what happened today. So we'll talk about the 25% first. 25% pivot hit here was a loss, making this a most safe entry on the 25%, which was a win, worth 6.5 NQ points. Pivot 3 here was a loss, making this a most safe entry, which was a loss. So you triple up here, which was a loss. And then this one here was finally a win on pivot 6. So again, depending on how you do your units or whatever, or you just blew out an account, just depends. But all the first 4 pivots were all before 10. So if you started actually trading off this 5th pivot, which is after 10 o'clock, that would be your first pivot. However, this particular one missed the 25 by 1 tick exit. So missed the 25% exit by 1 tick. So that would have been, so again, this was a 25% loss. So this would be a most safe entry. This is where you would triple up. It missed your exit by a tick. On the micros, you actually hit it. So you would have break even on these two particular. So you'd have a break even on these particular two. So you'd be long 1 here and you go 3 here, exiting at the 25%. And again, it missed it by a tick officially. Otherwise, that's a break even type of trade. And if you did it in the micros, that'd be break even. And then pivot hit 6 here was a win for both 25 and 50 and 7. So it depends on how you sliced it. This is definitely a win. Pivot 2 is a win for most safe 6.5. This would be a 1 unit entry. This would be a 3 unit entry. And again, if you're trading on the micros, you hit your target. So this would be break even. So as far as the 25% goes, you would have, if you traded on micros, you would have 6.5 points here, break even here. Now, the issue is the 50%. So 50% here was a loss for pivot 1, loss for pivot 2, loss for pivot 3, loss for pivot 4, loss for pivot 5. You didn't actually get your first 50% pivot until trade number 6. And again, if you're trading after 10 o'clock, that would be your first, and then that would be your actual trade there. But again, we haven't talked a lot about that. So officially, it's a bit of a dumpster fire for today. The NQ is the one that's usually going to be the one that breaks you as far as that goes, because if it has a small opening range and then the markets get quite active, days like this can be a problem. So those are things to watch out for. So before 10 a.m., smaller opening ranges, and then again, one tick made a world of difference here. So that is that. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care.